Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Sanders, and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today, it's a story. It's a watch story. I'm going to tell you, and it starts off with a request from a friend. There was a watch that he wanted, and he contacted me. Lives overseas, and he saw an ad for this watch in a store in New York. Now, I live in Connecticut, not too far from New York. It's about a 3 hour drive down to New Haven, and then take Metro North into Grand Central Station or Grand Central Terminal. So, and then head over for 47th Street, right, where all of the good watch deals are. Well, this particular watch is one or was one. I don't know if it is or was. It is and was or was and is. It was called the Vagabondage 2. Now, the Vagabondage 2 was a very special watch that F.P. Journe made. And what he did with it was as usual, was quite ingenious. He had these three discs and these three windows, and the disc would turn in so that as they turned, the numbers would come up in the window. And so the top window was the hour, and the bottom window was the minutes. And then there's a sub dial with the seconds. Okay, and this was done, and it's a manual wind watch. Well, he did this originally for, it was a charity, and I think he either made one or four or five. It wasn't the only watch thing, I don't think. But anyway, so this friend of mine had I think it was Vagabondage 1 and Vagabondage 3, but he didn't have Vagabondage 2 and was really hard to find. So he saw one that was advertised for $70,000. And he asked me if I would get it for him and then take it over to the F.P. Journe boutique on Madison Avenue in New York, have him check it out, and if everything was okay, then I'd pay him and then get the watch to him. Okay, so yeah, all right, you know. So the next thing I knew, I contacted him and made an offer. I always do that, and knocked off about $10,000 just to start the conversation. And nothing like hot coffee on a cold afternoon. Um, so I got a hold of the guys finally. I sent a thing and didn't hear back from them. And so finally I called them, and they said, well, we'll let you know on Friday whether we have the watch or not. Well, in the meantime, $80,000 shows up in my bank account. I guess he added a few bucks just in case I had to go up a little. I'm thinking, holy smoke, I got all this money in the bank. My wife is going to kill me. I don't know why. She just doesn't like me doing anything without her knowing about it. So this wasn't this was just a favor for a friend. So anyway, so what happened was that these guys actually, they never had the watch. Okay, here's what they were doing, and this happens in buying watches. They have a watch that's very rare, very expensive, that people want, and so what they do, if somebody orders it, then they go looking around like mad and try to get it, and then sell it. Okay, it's a very common practice among certain people. All right, certain ones. Sometimes they find it. I had to wait on a wonderful watch that I got in condition zero. I had to wait about 3 or 4 months, I think, and they were able to get it. They said it was going to take a while. Now that's a little different. They said no, we don't have it in stock, but they were advertising it for sale. And when I went to get it, they said, well, it's going to take a while. So it took them about 3 months, I think, 3 or 4 months, and they finally got it. Boy, it was worth the wait, very much worth the wait. Okay, so those kinds of things happen. So now, um, the guy tells me he doesn't have it, and he's going to a show, and that he thinks he can get it there. And so I thought, forget about it. I didn't say anything to him. I said, well, fine, let me know if you get it, and uh, sent the money back. Well, I was I was pretty nervous about having that much money. So, excuse me. So anyway, so what I did, I sent it back. I simply, just left it in the account that it was in and then wired it back. Well, he didn't get it. Oh God, I've lost this $80,000. I'm in big trouble. So anyhow, went down to my bank and they did all of this stuff. And fortunately, I ran into the right guy, and the guy knew a lot of stuff. Sometimes people are new and they don't know stuff, at least at my bank. But this guy did. He was a very sharp guy, and so he helped me out. And he simply said their bank wouldn't accept it. I said, oh, why not? I mean, it came from there. I just sent it back. And I don't know what it was. So he said, well, here's the number of the person who didn't accept it. And so I sent it to my friend um, and then just wired the money back again and didn't hear from him. Well, he got it. I mean, it was no problem. He was there all the time. So, okay. So that's the first part of the story. So I figured, okay, well, that's that. So I'm minding my own business, reading my email, and I got an email from this one store that I hadn't done business with. I'd made offers to without success, and but they had a very good reputation. And so I saw one. They had one right there, and so I this time I was a little smarter than last time. So I called them. I said, you got that thing in stock right now? And everything. Oh yeah, we got it and stuff. So okay. So I contacted my friend. I said, look, they have it. This is what it was. I said, I said, I'm sort of getting killed by these wire transfers, the international wire transfers. I said, I mentioned that. So he helped me out on that. So I ended up with all of these transfer fees because I think I had to pay double on the one that went back, and then it came back, and then went back again, and they charged me for the whole thing. But that's okay. I mean, that's you're doing something for a friend. So anyhow, so this time, I said, all right. So he sent the money back. Well, I'd called the guy in at the store in Philadelphia, and I called him and I said, hey. It'd be okay if we held it till Monday, because I said a friend is wiring me the money. It's going to take some time, and I said I could give you $1,000 to hold it until Monday. He said sure, and so I gave him my credit card and he charged 1,000 on it, and that was that. So anyway, on Sunday I think the money was wired to me, and so I checked my account and it wasn't there. All right. Oh man, this is this is gonna get me. So I waited and never showed up. Oh man, this is not gonna end well for me. So finally it shows up. Phew. So what I did, I ran down to the bank, to my bank, and there's a way. I think I could have wired it from my computer, but I don't know. Everything's been hacked 50 ways from Sunday, and I'm sure everything I have was hacked too. So I thought, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go and go down to the bank. And so they wired it to the store, uh, and then they acknowledged it when I got home. It's really funny because the bank, they said, well, this will take 4 or 5 hours. I said 4 or 5 hours, because this was on Monday, and I wanted them to send it to me so I'd have it Tuesday. And this was right before Thanksgiving, when and the mail stuff just goes nuts. So I wanted to get it before then, and so I got home, and time I got home, the guy said, I got it. He said, I'll be sending you your FedEx number. And so now let's have the unboxing and see, let's see this fabulous watch. Okay, let's take a look and see what we've got in here. Uh, it's a nicely boxed. Did a good job on this. And this came from FedEx. Okay, got that open. And we have a box full of popcorn. This was a okay. Right. There's some paperwork, and I guess must be the receipt. Let me take a look here real quick. Yep. And I'm going to just leave this all sealed up for now. And boy, this is heavy. Oh, heavy box here. And I'll take this box off. Top off here. And let's see. Don't want to lose the paperwork. Okie doke. And there it is. The Vagabondage 2. Okay, let's take a look at this. We'll take it off of here. And it's on a deployant, so we'll open that up like that. Oh, this is very nicely wrapped up in a protective layer by Gumberg Jewelers. And here is a really magnificent watch. See if I can bring it up here where it can be seen okay. And there it is. I'm going to make a little video of this so you can see it working. It's really interesting. Okay, let's take a look at this. We'll give it a wind up, and so we can see it working here. It's a mechanical watch, and it's set for today. Okay, 12. I'm going to set it for 12. I'm going to set it for 12:23 current time. Just turned 12:24. Okay, you can see the second hand there on the small seconds turning away, and in the back here you can see the sub dial going. Now this is it's a very special watch. They didn't make very many of them, and it's really gorgeous. Okay, well, that's the pretty much the end of the story. We went after the watch. We had to was transferring money, and then found out that the first place that we went to really didn't find it. And but then is I had mentioned on a number of occasions, you got to be patient, and something will come along, and we got a great uh, experience with Govberg Jewelers in Philadelphia. These guys were fantastic. The watch is in pristine shape, and so it's that's a story about the elusive vagabondage too. I just vagabondage. I'm not sure where that how they came up with that name, vagabondage. I guess it's perhaps it's French. I'm not sure. But anyway, we got the watch we wanted, and a lot of times one of the things I found is that not only with that watch, but any watch, sometimes you'll see something and you'll say, "Oh man, that is so good. I can either never afford it or just no way of getting that watch." And then something will happen, and that the watch will come your way in very unexpected ways. I wasn't expecting, to check my email because I get a lot of emails from different companies selling watches, and I just happened to open that one that day, and there it was. And the same thing is true, I think, with any watch. You never know. There's a Gerald Genta sports watch that I've been after for quite some time now, and but it's got to be just the right one because some don't have the right kind of movements and others do. I've got on my FP Journe Chrono Chronomet Souverain. The initials for this particular watch is CS. By the way, every watch has from FP Journe has a set of initials. My uh, Resonance watch is R. They just had a single letter for the early ones. I think they have more letters for the later versions of it. But anyhow, so that's the end of our today's presentation, today's video. I would really like to hear from you guys, what your opinions are. If you have any similar stories of hunts and successful or not so successful endings, I'd really like to hear them. And uh, if, if this is an invitation to join, if you'd like to subscribe, and please leave some comments. And I hope to see you next Friday. Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.